Well, another exciting weekend of Premier League football. I'm going to just review Premier League's Game Weeks 13's fixtures for you, chat a bit through the games, the results. Unfortunately, I only got 5 out of 10 for my predictions this weekend, so not so good. That's 2 weeks now in a row, 5 out of 10. But that's the Premier League, so tricky to predict, and that's why we love it so much. This is in added time, and my name's Ricky. So let's get straight into it. The first game, B versus B. Brentford at home to Burnley. As I thought, straightforward game. Brentford are looking so good with Keith Andrews at the helm. Sticking to the basics, long throws, set pieces, defending well. Straightforward victory for them, 3-1. Not really much to add to that. Burnley look like they're going straight down. They put up a bit of a fight earlier on in the season, but Scott Parker's men, I just don't see them sticking it out, unfortunately. Let's see if they can get a few victories for morale-boosting victories, shall I say. Then also the 3 p.m. kickoff, we had Man City at home to Leeds. I thought it would be a bit more straightforward for Manchester City. All the FPL owners who triple captain Haaland, they were in for a shock. He, of course, didn't score. But on this occasion, they still managed to win. A lot tougher than they expected. Leeds came right at them. Calvert-Lewin even picking up a goal, albeit a bit scrappy. Foden seems to be hitting form at the right time, and that's good for him. And there a little bit of interplay between Doku, Foden, Cherki, starting to pull some passes together and stringing things together. So it looks good for Man City. They didn't play well at all, but still managed to get the 3 points. That's 3-2. Sunderland at home to Bournemouth. This was an incredible game. I think I had predicted a 1-0 victory for Sunderland. They ended up winning 3-2. They are just so energetic, so on the ball, especially at home. The crowd gets right up for it. Bournemouth they don't look so good at the moment. I'm not sure what's going on there. Semenyo, Clivert coming back from injuries. Evan Nielsen was out for a bit. But they're definitely not on form anymore. I'm sure Iriola can pull them back together again. And yeah, the Sunderland train just keeps rolling on. Going to be interesting to see where they can end off this year. If they're anywhere near the top 6-7 places come April, May, they'll be shooting for a European spot, that's for sure. Everton at home against Newcastle. I predicted an Everton win because Newcastle have been all over the place. I thought they looked tired midweek in the Champions League. That wasn't the case. Newcastle looked so good, so energetic, lots of good attacking play. Everton's usual defensive capabilities under David Moyes wasn't on display. He'll be really disappointed with what they had to offer. Newcastle, are they the new Spursy? Lose a game, win a game, lose a game, win a game. You just don't know what their results are going to be. But they're looking very, very good for that victory. They looked very good against Everton to pick up that victory. 4-1 it ended. Spurs against Fulham. I thought this would be Spurs' bounce back after losing 2 games in a row. Of course, they lost the North London derby and against PSG, but they just couldn't do it. Great result for Marco Silva and his men. They're looking so good. Spurs are looking very shaky. They're looking tired. They're looking all over the place. Thomas Frank doesn't know his best 11. He doesn't know his best formation. Not good for them. He needs to start settling in, otherwise they're going to drop completely out of the European spots. And early on in the season, I thought they'd be a shoo-in for top 4. Remember, they picked up some great victories, including one against Man City. Palace against Man United. I thought Crystal Palace would be too good for Manchester United, but I was proved wrong. Palace were winning 1-0 with a Mateta penalty, and then United scored 2 goals late on for an unexpected comeback, really. It's a great win for morale for Manchester United. Palace looked a bit leggy, a bit tired. I did wonder how that squad was going to look the deeper that they went into the season and all the trophies and playing on a Thursday and then midweek again. And then on the weekends, and it seems like it's already paying its toll. So Glasner's going to, probably rest his team for upcoming fixture and then go again. They're of course going to lose a few players to African Cup of Nations. Ismail Assar, he came off injured, didn't look so good. So yeah, a bit of worry there for Glasner, something for him to deal with. Next up, we had Aston Villa at home to Wolves. I thought it would be more straightforward than that, but in the end they were quite lucky. They looked a bit tired. Aston Villa, of course, also playing midweek games in Europe. A lot of football coming their way. Watkins isn't up to form. They really need their main man to be in form and scoring goals. And Rogers, I thought, might pick up a few. In the end, it was Kumukar that got the goal. Boubacar, Aston Villa winning 1-0. And like I said, they got there in the end. Next up was Nottingham Forest at home against Brighton. That's a great result for Brighton away from home. Not just that, different scorers again, two complete different scorers. Not Welbeck this time, or Minte. 2-0 against Nottingham Forest, who generally a good team defensively, especially with Sean Dyche. They picked up a few victories in a row, including in Europe. Maybe the tiredness is starting to take a toll on them. West Ham at home against Liverpool. I thought it would be a little bit closer than it was. In the end, Liverpool quite comfortable 2-0 victories. I know a lot of people talking about Salah was benched, but I think he was rested. Tuesday is a big game at home against Sunderland. Liverpool play literally 4 games in 10 days. I'm sure Salah will play a big part in 2 of those games, maybe even off the bench or 60 minutes in the third one. There's a lot of attacking players that need time. Isaac scored his first goal in the Premier League. Lovely take and finish, like pinpoint precision. It was incredible finish. Wirtz looked really good. He was shining in his role. And all round a good victory for Liverpool. Paqueta's red card, that was a bit unusual. It seemed like he got a soft yellow for dissent towards the ref, and then just went on and on and on and on to ensure himself getting a red card. That's a bit suspicious and fishy. I'm sure lots of people will talk about that. And then last up, we had Chelsea at home to Arsenal, which was the game of the weekend. Arsenal look a bit shaky at the back with the new centre-back pairing. Chelsea quite unlucky with that red card, losing Moises Caicedo, who's really their destroyer in midfield, and he helps them win a lot of games. I think Chelsea should have won that game. In the end, it was a 1-1 draw. Without that red card, I think Chelsea would have gone on to win it in the end. So Arsenal a bit lucky there, coming back later on to equalise. And that's it for Game Week 13's review. A couple of exciting games, couple of unexpected victories and surprises thrown in there. A lot of football being played. Some of the games weren't the best quality throughout. It's that time of year now where for December and Jan you just want to pick up maximum points. It doesn't matter how the team plays. For Liverpool, they need to try and start putting some sort of form together. But played alrightish and got their 2-0 in the end. But everyone else, those mid-table teams, some teams in Europe, then they're playing tricky away games. Who just knows? It's really difficult to predict games nowadays in the Premier League. Of course, there's midweek games starting tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I'll be back for Game Week 14 preview. Those who play FPL, don't forget that this is the start of the Cup. So you need to do well in this next game week to ensure you qualify going forward in the Cup. Use up those transfers. The African Cup of Nations is going to give you 5 free transfers later on. So don't be shy to use them up. And that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, share it with your friends so they can enjoy it, and I can just spread my message. Thanks so much. Take care.